Greetings, dear Sagittarians. May will force you to put your life in order, both inside and out. A period of deep internal restructuring and a review of your daily routine is opening up for you now. On May 4th, Mercury enters your 6th house, and it will stay there until May 18th. What does this mean for you? The 6th house is how you live daily. It's how you wake up in the morning and realize you need to take tests, sort through documents, answer 10 messages. And all of this has been accumulating for a long time. These are your tools, your workplace, and your task list for the day. It's how we communicate in everyday life with couriers, plumbers, and builders. This is not about your career. It's about the process, how responsibly you approach fulfilling others' assignments. Taking care of animals is also part of our daily routine and responsibility. How your space is organized, whether there is a mess in your documents or in your home. During this period, dear Sagittarians, you become very attentive to details. This is the best time to work with tables, reports, instructions, and any precise calculations. You might change your eating habits or sign up with a nutritionist. This is a time for checkups. Perhaps you will need to take tests at the clinic or undergo a course of health massage. This is a period of a smart approach to your body starting to run in the mornings, signing up for a fitness gym. Communication at work will become more interesting. Perhaps you will discuss job descriptions or review your work schedule. Since the 6th house is about our beloved pets, there is a high probability that you will get a dog or a cat. And that is followed by a visit to the veterinarian. You will need to redo a mountain of small tasks. You will have a desire to throw out everything extra and make your life as efficient and convenient as possible. Sagittarians, how do you usually deal with periods when a lot of small tasks pile up at once? Write in the comments. I'm interested to know how this period will go for you. You know, my dears, from May 4th to 18th, Mercury will work for you as a sort of scout. He is the first to enter your sector of worries and health to find out everything there, feel out the ground, and put everything on the shelves. At this time, you will be looking around, which clinic to choose, which specialist to book, how to restructure your schedule to manage everything. This is a time of calls, lists, and long conversations about how we are going to do this. And after that, my dears, everything changes rapidly. From May 19th, your time to roll up your sleeves begins. Mars in the 6th house is a huge energy that the universe directs into your body and into your daily life. If you have an operation or a series of injections scheduled for these dates, that is very correct. You know, Mars is the planet of surgeons, tools, and quick actions. If something needs to be fixed in the body, after the 19th is the ideal moment. Yes, it might be a bit painful or sensitive. Mars gives inflammatory processes or a sharp reaction, but it also gives incredibly fast healing. This is the time when if something bothers you, we don't think, we go and solve it. Get ready for the phone not to stop ringing from May 19th. Everything will pile up at once. You might feel irritation toward colleagues or housemates. It seems like everyone around is slow, and you are like an engine. Try not to conflict. Just direct this steam into business. Mars does not like delays. If injections are prescribed, we go and take them. If a project needs to be submitted, we sit down and write it. If a renovation is needed, we find builders and close the issue. Another important event will happen this month. When Pluto, the planet of immense power, deep transformations, and big money turns into retrograde motion, life begins to slow down in the area where it landed. For you, my dear Sagittarians, this is the 3rd house. From May 6th until mid-October, Pluto will force you to go back and review everything related to your communication, information, and immediate environment. These are your brothers and sisters, neighbors, and old friends. During this period, a brother or sister you haven't spoken to for years might suddenly appear to resolve an old dispute, for example, regarding inheritance or old grievances. Pluto will force you to review these relationships and close unresolved issues. Perhaps you once started learning a foreign language but dropped it. Now you will start studying it with special zeal. During this period, you apply for a visa, a passport, or close a deal, and suddenly it turns out that there was an error in an old paper from 5 years ago. Or an important contract hangs, because every letter needs to be double-checked. Life stops you so that you don't sign something that might later turn against you. This is a period of careful fine print checking. Your car, phone, or laptop begins to act up. Moreover, exactly what breaks is what you had long planned to fix or replace, but didn't get around to it. Pluto rids you of the old and unreliable. If technology breaks now, it means it could have let you down at the most critical moment later. At one point, you suddenly realize that your usual company, where you just talked about the weather, has become uninteresting to you. Empty talk starts to irritate you. You learn to value silence and deep meaning rather than empty noise. You find your old notebook with notes or a project you abandoned 2 years ago and see a brilliant idea in it. You decide to rework it and launch it again. If from May 6th something doesn't go according to plan, a trip is canceled, a reply to a letter is delayed, a phone breaks, don't get angry. This is Pluto putting up a block so that you don't go in the wrong direction. He simply removes errors before they become problems. On May 18th, Mercury conjuncts Uranus in the 7th house of your horoscope. This is the house of husband, wife, business partners, close friends, or even open enemies. This means sudden news and sharp turns in your relationships, both positive and negative. Mercury conjunct Uranus in the 7th house can bring an unexpected proposal or a call from someone you haven't heard from in a long time. A partner may surprise you with an unusual statement that will require instant reaction and flexibility from you. It could be a breakup with a close person, or on the contrary, you decide to live together. Relationships that have become routine will receive a powerful push, forcing you to review old agreements. Be prepared for evening plans to change at the last second, opening the door to new, exciting opportunities. Just a few days later, on May 22nd, a Sun-Uranus conjunction occurs in this same 7th house. If you receive some news or had a strange call on the 18th, then on May 22nd, the situation will clarify finally. You might unexpectedly decide on a sharp change of direction. For example, quickly signing a contract, or, conversely, terminating one. A very bright, unusual person might appear in your life, a foreigner, an IT specialist, or someone from the sphere of the future who will completely change your plans for the near future. The Sun with Uranus often gives a sense of freedom. If any relationships were weighing you down or limiting you, on this day, you can finally dot the I's and feel relief. The next important moment happens in your 8th house of shared finances, others' resources, and great passions. Jupiter, your ruler, is currently there. Therefore, when Venus, the planet of love, comfort, and pleasure, enters there on May 20th and stays until June 13th, 2026, their influence combines. For Sagittarians, this is one of the most profitable financial periods of the year. This means you will have almost 3.5 weeks to deal with deep issues. Usually Venus runs through a sign faster, but this time she will linger so that you have time to resolve the most burning issues with taxes, insurance, or debts. This is a time when money can come literally at the last moment to cover your needs. During this period, you may receive an insurance payout, a bonus, or financial support from a partner. If you were waiting for loan approval or a debt repayment, Venus will help resolve this softly and in your favor. This is a time for deep heart-to-heart conversations and passionate reconciliations. If you are single, an acquaintance during this period could be very fateful and fatal. So until mid-June, you have a channel open for receiving resources from the world and other people. Use this time to strengthen trust, and don't be afraid to ask for support if you need it. Now we are approaching a very rare event. In May 2026, We meet in part on full moons May 1st and 31st. These give us a chance twice in a month to finish the old and receive a reward for the work done. On May 1st, we will have a full moon in the 12th house. This full moon in Scorpio puts a full stop to something hidden. You know, it's as if you had been carrying some secret or an old grievance inside for a long time, and on the 1st, you finally decided to get rid of it, to cleanse yourself. The 12th house is like a house that says, this is the end before the beginning. These are remote places. You might want to close yourself off at home, cancel all meetings, and just sleep it off. And that is correct. This is the time when everything unnecessary that hindered your progress moves away. If on this day some secret connection ends or you complete a project that no one knew about, then that's the way it should be. And then on May 31st, the full moon is in your 1st house. And now, the end of the month is your entrance. A full moon in Sagittarius is always about you personally. A full moon in the 1st house often gives clarity in your name or status. Someone might change their last name. Someone might receive a long-awaited title or rank, and someone might simply wake up famous in narrow circles. This is the moment when you are physically seen. By this day, you can complete a cycle of transformation. For example, you spent the whole month taking care of your health, or you made some important decision for yourself. You might suddenly realize what exactly you want, not what your partners or family want. This is the moment when you put your interests first. If you were running a business alone or promoting your idea, on May 31st, you will receive either recognition or an answer. This could be the publication of your work, receiving a diploma, or simply a moment when a large number of people learn about you. You might feel a huge surge of strength, or, conversely, a strong emotional release. All the tasks that accumulated during May will require completion exactly on this day. It's like putting the final signature under an important stage of life. Well, my dear Sagittarians, this is what your May 2026 promises to be like. Not a simple month, very active, but incredibly productive. If you are ready to enter this new time in your own script, and not just as a performer of others' plans, subscribe to my channel, Astrology of the Way. I always look forward to your comments and feedback under the video. Tell me how these energies are playing out for you. And may you have not just a lucky coincidence of circumstances in this May cycle, but true, complete power over your life. I wish you a wonderful, successful month and excellent health. See you in the future.